Healthy living with Intermountain Healthcare.
Welcome back to GTU, everybody. As we inch closer to summer and people being outdoors in the sunshine, it's so important to know ways to stay safe and preventing yourself from getting skin cancer. So happy to be here by Dr. Tanya Bowles. She's from Intermountain Healthcare, joining us to talk about this important topic. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
So it's May, right? We just hit Mother's Day. Is it too early to be pulling out our sunscreen?
No, now's the perfect time. So we have a rainy day today, but you saw we had a lot of sun over the last couple weekends. Now's the time to get the sunscreen, have it in your car, have it in the golf bag, have it where you're going to use it.
Have it accessible. Okay, let's talk about the number and the SPF, because I like to get like 9 or 10. And I've heard that that doesn't do it.
So keep it simple. SPF 30 is what you need to remember for sunscreen. Too low will not cover you well enough. Too high will do a little bit more, but not enough to justify spending more money.
So when you see like the SPF 70, 80, it's kind of a myth. That's not really doing that much more for you.
It doesn't do that much more. It's okay if that's what you have in your cabinet. You can use it. It's good sunscreen, but you don't need more than SPF 30.
Does sunblock expire? Can I pull out what I had and what I was using last year or the year before?
2 years is the expiration date for sunscreen, or if it looks really liquidy when you you get some out, or if you're unsure, replace it.
When in doubt, just grab something different. Yeah. That's so good to know. I want to talk about younger people because my husband is in his early 30s and he's already like getting new spots. He works in the sun a lot and I'm seeing new freckles, new spots. At what point do you think to yourself, okay, like this is a new one, I need to get it checked out? Are there signs?
There are. We call them A, B, C, D, E's. So asymmetry, meaning two sides of the spot look different. The border being irregular is the B. C is color. Most melanoma, which is the most dangerous skin cancer, is really dark, very dark brown or black. The D is diameter, how big the spot is, so if something started small and is getting bigger. And the E is evolving. If something's changing over time, that's an important sign to get it checked.
That's definitely a sign. And young people are not immune. I think it's easy for a lot of us in our younger years to say, oh, give me the tanning oil. It's fine. I'll worry about it when I'm older.
Right.
But you say no.
This is the time to prevent skin cancer is when you're young. And we do see a fair amount of skin cancer in the 20 to 40 age group. So it's not just something that happens when you get older. Now's the time to lay a good foundation to prevent it.
How many people are impacted by skin cancer and how serious is it?
Right, so some people get a false sense of security because some of the skin cancers are really easy to treat. But melanoma, the most dangerous skin cancer, we are among the highest in the country for risk of melanoma because of our elevation and fair skin type in a lot of Utahns.
Really?
So that's a deadly skin cancer. So this has a huge impact on Utahns. And if you ask your friends and neighbors, you'll hear people who are impacted by melanoma.
No, people die of melanoma every single year. Yeah. And it's so, so sad. Interesting that you brought up Utah being a little bit unique because of our environment. Are we at a higher risk because of our elevation?
We are. You know, we get used to it because this is where we live among the mountains, but even Salt Lake City is at a high elevation compared to most cities. And then if you go up into the mountains, they're at 9,000 or 10,000 feet, and you're closer to the dangerous rays of the sun.
Yes, it's so interesting. I was out with my little baby girl the other day. She's just 8 months old. I swear we were out there for like 10 minutes, didn't have sunscreen, and that was all it took. I mean, she had rosy cheeks that stuck around for a few days after that.
Yes, and all of our kids in Utah, again, that's the time that we prevent skin cancer, is in childhood.
Okay, so you also have other tools. I mean, it's a given, but clothing can play a big role as well. What should we be thinking about in terms of dressing ourselves every day?
Right, there's a ton of good, what we call UPF clothing now. It's like sunscreen in a shirt. And if you wear that clothing, it means you use less sunscreen, which is a hassle. So getting long sleeve shirts if you're going to be out gardening or golfing, wearing a hat to cover your ears and neck, these are small things that can be done to decrease your risk of skin cancer over the long term. Doctor,
if our viewers have questions about their skin specifically or about what they should be doing with their kids, where should they reach out? How do they get in touch?
So our website, intermountainhealthcare.org, is a great starting place. Also, aimatmelanoma.org is a nonprofit that we work with that has great patient information about preventing skin cancer.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanya Bowles, joining us on set this morning. We'll post this information on our website, but it really is such a timely thing to be discussing. And stay safe, everybody. We've been wearing masks for a year. We've been trying to protect ourselves, but the reality is that skin cancer is another serious one that we need to take very serious precautions against. We appreciate you coming today.
Thank you.